If you're graduating soon and you have student loans, then you need to watch this video. I'll share with you the most important steps you need to take right now before you graduate. So if you're graduating soon, maybe in the next 6 months, the first thing you need to do right now is you need to start looking for refinance options. So maybe at the time you took your loans, you were purely an international student and you got really high rates, maybe, you know, double digits like 10%, 12%, 14%. I'm seeing crazy rates these days. But now you've lived in that country for some years, maybe 1 or 2 years studying, and now your status has changed, like your visa status in the country has changed. You can start getting better rates and get options to refinance your loans to bring that rate down. Now, another thing is, if you now have a friend or a significant other that can co-sign your loan, that also helps with the options that you have, and hopefully that person is a citizen or a permanent resident. That really helps. So these are some things this is one thing you need to start doing now. Start talking to banks, start researching and learning about how you can refinance your loans once you graduate. Now, if you also have a job offer already for when you graduate, yes, people get job offers even a year before graduation. So if you already have a job offer, that also helps with like your refinance options. So start looking out for options, start talking to banks, start calling them, and this really helps. Another thing that you need to do now is you need to start talking to your school about loan forgiveness options or any kind of help they have to offer students that took student loans to join the program or to, you know, come into that class. So you need to start asking your school for student loan options. There is a 90% chance that your school doesn't have any support for students that took loans, but start asking. Some schools do have these options and they don't like shout it and talk about it and publicize it, but just start asking, you know, officials around your school to see what they can do to support students that took student loans. Now, this is important for you to start doing right now, because for many of those student loan support or forgiveness programs that are run by the school, not the government now, but run by the school, there are many terms and conditions, and one of those terms could be that you cannot work in certain industries and earn certain amounts and things like that. So you need to know that right now, so that helps you know the kind of jobs you should even be applying to, because if you work in a very, you know, high paying type industry, you clearly will not qualify. So just start asking your school now and planning based off of that. Another thing you can start doing is, I assume that now that you're graduating in like 6 months or 3 months, whatever that is, you are starting to talk to recruiters and companies and hiring managers, things like that, so you can get a job. Start asking some of those people once you start, you know, once you move further along in the interview process, get a sense for the kind of benefits that they have. Some big companies have some support for employees that have student loans. So also factor that into like where you end up working, because these things, like some of these companies could offer up to like $10,000 just for you, just to support you with like your student loans. So start asking them for benefits that are related to student loans, so you know how you can qualify and how to take advantage of that and plan based off of that. So as you begin to speak with companies, also like check their websites and also talk to some of their current employees to get a sense for how they support employees with student loans. Next thing that you need to do is ask the loan provider or the bank that you took your loans from, what are some discounts or kind of special terms that they have for lender or for borrowers that automate payments. So for some of them, if you automate your payment, like your repayment, like you just automate it with your bank and they get their money every month or something, they give you certain discounts monthly. So you should ask your loan provider, you should ask the lender, like, what discounts can I get if I automate payments? Of course, maybe you don't have any money right now and that's fine, but you need to know these things so you can plan. So you know, once you get a job or anything like that, you can quickly automate and take advantage of those discounts and benefits. Listen, everything counts. Every 0.1% counts when it comes to like student loans. So get as many benefits as you can get from your lender. One more thing that you need to do is go check your loan agreements that you signed with the lender when you were taking the loans, or you call them and ask them to confirm. But go check for implications of early payment, if that makes sense. Like if you pay up your loans early, like if it's a 5-year term, but you end, or say you know, God blesses you and you're able to pay back in 2 years or in 1 year, what is the implication? For some lenders, there's some penalties, but for many there isn't. But that's really important detail that you need to clarify and like make sure you're clear on it and you confirm what the case is for you. So go ask them that question, or check the agreement that you signed earlier. Like, are there any real penalties for paying early? My assumption is for many, no, but you need to check that agreement, and that way you know if you know how to plan. As you're graduating soon, you also know how to plan for like, what do I need to pay and all of that. So related to that, I really recommend, if you're at the point where you're starting to speak with companies and you think you get a job offer soon, many companies will offer you like sign-on bonus, relocation bonus if you get certain kinds of jobs. Not all jobs, and it's fine, okay? But if you get those kinds of jobs, I really recommend, if there's no penalty for early payment, pay. Just throw in a lot into your student loans, like those bonuses, just throw everything into your student loans. That's what I did, and that's how I paid back my 100K student loans in about a year. I'll link that video where I shared that story with you. I'll link that video in the description, but I once shared about how I paid 100K in about a year. I just threw in everything that I was getting from my job, bonuses, everything, into paying student loans, and that really reduced how much I had left to pay monthly. So it's important for you to know if there are any penalties for paying early and what those penalties are, and if there's none, you need to plan for like how you just put in everything you have into paying the loans. Because if you are an international student especially, you likely got like really crazy high rates, so you want to pay up as quickly as you can. So if you're graduating soon and you have loans and you have any special circumstances you want to ask me, put it in the comments. If it's too private, I will email you somehow and I can help as much as I can. Listen, I took student loans, so I know the amount of anxiety that comes with taking student loans, and maybe right now you don't have a job. I don't think I had a job 6 months prior to graduation, but hey, it's a lot. You know, you don't even know if you get a job in this country. You have loans that are staring at you and increasing every day. You need support. You need to see how other people that were in similar situation did it. And I was in that situation. I struggled with getting a job and I had these crazy student loans. But right now, I'm grateful for how far I've come, and I'm willing to share my journey, share my experience, answer any questions that you have. So put your questions in the comments, okay? And we'll take it from there. I hope you liked this video. I'll see you in the next one.